right, so this morning I'd like to start either in Sukhasana, cross-legged, or half lotus, taking one foot, lifting it up by the outside edge of the foot and placing it into the crease of the opposite hip and thigh. And then just allowing that knee to rest down. And we'll switch halfway. So whether you're in Sukhasana or in half lotus, we'll switch the legs about halfway. Then sit with a tall spine, relaxed body, and close the eyes. Hands can just rest comfortably on the knees. And take a moment here just to go inward. And shift your attention from all the external doing to awareness of the internal. And it doesn't take long once we turn our attention inward to begin to observe our breath. So for now, just watch the rise and fall of the belly. And without trying to change the breath or shape it in any way, just observing that pulsation. Is it slow? Is it quick? Somewhere in between. And notice other body parts as well. So as you breathe into the belly, do the ribs and the chest want to get involved? Are they already expanding, or do they seem a little still, unmoving? And there's no right or wrong, just observing. And notice also the depth of the breath. Is there length to it, or does it feel shallow? And then use this as a tool to observe the mind. So notice the quality of the mind. So if the breath is a little shorter, a little more shallow, does the mind seem to be rapidly thinking, many thoughts popping to the surface? If it's a little slower and deeper, do the thoughts seem a little bit more dispersed? And notice the quality of the thoughts. What is the energy around them? Now we're going to begin to grow the breath. And as we do, it's a way of shifting the mind as well. So just observe any changes that occur as you deepen the breath. On your next inhale, breathe into the belly first, then the rib cage, and then the chest. And then exhale the belly, and then the rib cage, and then the chest. And really work on expanding the breath into these three parts: belly, ribs, chest on inhalation, and exhalation, belly, ribs, and chest. And those of you that are familiar with Ujjayi, you may have already added it into the breath as you've deepened it. But add in that soft ocean wave or whisper type sound as you expand and shape the breath. And here too, observing, has the mind shifted in any way? And let's take one more full, complete diaphragmatic breath. And then relax all effort and just let the breath be easy and comfortable. Notice the quality of the mind here as you've relaxed. Does it want to jump back to the thoughts, or can it stay pretty still? So I think this is one of the greatest gifts we've received from yoga, is this understanding that our mental state can be shifted by the quality of the breath, and vice versa. And so when we're finding that the mind is very active, very busy, a lot of thoughts coming through, maybe the quality of the thoughts are not what we would like them to be, then we can, instead of trying to stop the mind from thinking, which we know is almost impossible, then we can bring our attention into the breath instead and apply some of these tools and techniques to deepen and slow the breath down, which has its immediate effects on the mind. And this emphasis on the mind is not just our own challenge, but a challenge that everyone in our culture faces. And in fact, if you look around, we've built institutions to honor the mind. And though the mind has its place, there's also, in the yogic tradition, an understanding of higher knowing, a way of understanding and learning and experiencing that's beyond the functions of the mind, that comes from a deeper place within us. We can call that our higher reality, higher consciousness, even the soul, Purusha in yogic terms. And it's this place that we want to access when making decisions, particularly important ones. So we're going to work today with Jalandhara Bandha, which is drawing the chin towards the chest. And the application of it in a pranayama practice would be a little bit more excessive, where we would bring the chin all the way down to the sternal notch. But in our yogic practice, while we're doing asana, it's more of a drawing the chin back towards the back of the skull and feeling a lift in the back of the skull so that the neck feels very straight. And this in turn helps to straighten out the spine. So we're going to be working with that to quiet the mind today. And then when we have excessive thinking, we often tend to get a lot of strain or stress around the neck, shoulders, upper back, upper area. So we're going to be loosening a lot of that in our practice today. So please bring your hands together in front of your heart. Bow your head to your hands. And we'll set that as our group intention. And if there's anything that you've been working on, perhaps in your own life, with regard to a deeper listening, a way of turning inward for your answers beyond just the cognitive functions of the mind, then please bring that into the intention now. And place this in the heart and surround it with love. Remember that often our messages or our intuition comes from this area. We consider it to be the seat of the soul. Now we're going to begin the practice with a chant of Om 3 times to align ourselves with the vibration of creation. So remember, it's A, O, M. The A vibrates the lower portion of the spine. The O vibrates the middle portion of the spine, and the M vibrates the upper portion. So deep inhale in, and long exhale out. Good. Another deep inhale in. just gently lower your chin to your chest. And just gradually open your eyes and come back. And we're going to switch our legs. So if you're in Sukhasana, bring the other leg forward. It might feel awkward if you're used to doing Sukhasana only in that one way. So that's okay. We want to bring more balance to the body. And if you're doing half lotus, you're going to just grab the foot on the outside edge to help protect the knee as you bring it into the position. Good. We can stay with your sit bones propped up if you prefer, or bring the sit bones down completely on the floor. Inhale, the arms are going to reach up. We're just going to exhale and bend the elbows out wide and lift the sternum and feel that space open up in the heart, stretching through the shoulders. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, bring the chin down, open up the space in the back of the skull and bend those elbows down towards the rib cage, opening up the tops of the shoulders. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, bring the chin down, squeeze the elbows into the side, feel length coming into the back of the neck. 2 more. So we're releasing Jalandhara Bandha on inhale as we look up at the hands. And then we're going to bring Jalandhara back in, the chin lock, as we bring the elbows down. Good. Release the fingertips to the floor. Reach them as far as they'll go. And now push the fingertips into the floor and really feel length through the arms. Feel as if you could drain any tension and stress from the very base of the skull down through the neck, down through the tops of the shoulders, into the arms, to the fingertips, and then release it into the earth, just letting it go. Good. Right hand into the floor. Inhale the left arm up and over the head. Press the left hip away from the fingertips and elongate the side body. Breathing here. Feel space opening up in between the rib bones. Anytime we've been sitting for a long period of time, that area tends to get really compacted. So we get the breath in there to create some space, some room, and free up some of that tension. Chin is in slightly, back of the neck is long, still applying Jalandhara Bandha here, even though it feels a little different. And now in this position, we're going to just squeeze the shoulder blade in and down the back and now offer up the heart. So rotate the navel slightly to the left, gaze up at the ceiling, and breathe here as you feel the chest stretching, the contraction at the back of the shoulder blade. And then lift with your left hand, slowly come back up. And again, just take a moment to feel the left side versus the right, fingertips into the floor, elongation through the arms. And now left hand into the floor. Inhale the right arm up and just float over to that left side. Press the right hip away from the fingertips. So keep the arm long. Do turn the pinky finger down slightly towards the floor, so that you get that little bit of an internal rotation. And now head the shoulder down into its socket. And then send your breath into the ribs. So really feel the lung expanding them there. Breathe deeply. Two more. All that space and room. Now we're going to open up the chest, squeeze the right shoulder blade in and down the back, offer up the heart, and feel that release as the navel rotates to the right. All that space across that pectoralis major, which gets so tight when we have rounded shoulders, we don't have that good posture. And the muscles in the back body tend to get weaker and weaker as we age. We want to strengthen them, pulling that shoulder blade in towards the spine. And now reach up with that right hand, slowly come back up into seated. Again, fingertips are long here. Lift through the back of the skull, so create length in the neck, and just feel. Okay. So we're going to extend the arms out long into a T and cross the right arm over the left at the elbow. Wrap the hands together so you're rotating through the forearms and palms come up. So we're in eagle arms. Inhale, lift the elbows as high as you can. And then exhale and bring the elbows down towards the abdomen. Slight contraction there of the belly towards the spine. Do it again. Inhale, lift the elbows up, stretching them as high as you can into the backs of the heart. And then exhale, pull those elbows down towards the navel. Good. Keep going. 3 more with your breath. Inhaling as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Good. We're going to release the arms out into a T again. And now we have to do the other side. So we're going to cross the left elbow over the right. Rotate the forearms and the palms together. Good. Again, inhale, lift the elbows up as high as you can. Might feel a different stretch on this side. That's okay. And then exhale as the elbows come down. Contract the abdomen towards the spine. So let's add in that Jalandhara Bandha. So as you inhale, you're going to lift the elbows up and look up. And now exhale, bring the chin down as the elbows come down. And 3 more like that on your own. Inhaling as the elbows lift up, you're going to look up. Bring the chin down and then bring the elbows down. Last 2. One more. And then release the arms out wide. And bring them down by your side, fingertips into the mat. Okay, hands or fingertips on top of the shoulders. We're going to make circles with the elbows. So as big, wide circles as you can, rotating through the shoulder joints. So start to feel some warmth building in there. Just breaking up some of the chronic contraction that we have in this area, letting some of that prana be released. And also this movement helps to lubricate the joints. And then once you've gone in one direction for a while, go in the other direction. So reverse it. Navel stays towards the back of the spine for supporting the torso, and keep the chin drawing in slightly so the back of the neck is long. Very nice. And then just release, fingertips to the floor. Draw your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, take your right ear to your right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And now left ear to left shoulder. And then keep going, chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder. So as you're going back and forth through these little half neck rolls, notice if there's an area that feels particularly tender. And if you find that area, then just spend a little extra time there. So if there's like a sweet spot, just take an extra breath or 2. Maybe lift the chin a little higher, maybe lower it down, whatever you need to get into that area of the body. Just feel that sweet, sweet release. Again, all that thinking, all the excessive mentality that we have causes this chronic stress and tension, too much energy in this area of the body. So we want to release it, send that prana back into the system, and maybe nourish some other areas that have been neglected. Coming back to the center. One more time to the left. And now chin to chest, bring your hands on top of the back of the skull. Let the elbows grow heavy. So imagine you have weights attached to your elbows. So rather than them poking out to the side, they're hanging straight down. And now dip your right elbow down lower than your left. So you're just twisting the neck a little bit here. And then dip your left elbow down lower than your right. And you're just going to keep going back and forth, imagining like weights attached to those elbows, like the justice sign. One side's heavier and the other side's heavier. And just feel how it not only opens up the back of the neck, but perhaps even all the way down those spinal muscles. Last one on each side. And then head comes back to neutral and just observe. Okay, let's take the leg out of half lotus. Take a moment to just allow that to adjust by extending the legs long, and you're going to internally rotate them, grab the hand and roll the flesh in and down. It's okay if your sit bones are still propped up. Just take a moment to flex your feet and then point your toes. Flex your feet and point your toes. And do that a couple times here just to bring some blood flow back into the legs, pumping some blood there. Very nice. One more. And then we'll come into tabletop position. So in tabletop, hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet pressed firmly into the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine, round the back, take the sit bones to the heels for child's pose. Repeat that again. Inhale, heart lift, sit bones lift, opening up the front body. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine, round the back, take the sit bones to the heels, child's pose. Good. Again, inhaling, lift. Exhale, navel to spine, round the back, sit bones to heels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, navel in. And one more. Just noticing any sensation along the spine. And then come back into tabletop position. Lift your left arm up in the air for a moment, rotating the navel to the left, and now thread that arm through the hole. We'll go into that upper back again by rolling onto the shoulder blade. Right hand at a 90-degree angle, actively push the floor away from you. So we call this the thread the needle pose, but navel is going to hug back towards the spine to keep the hips stable. Tops of the feet are pressing firmly into the floor. Let your cheeks soften, so bring your left cheek down into the mat and continue to push the floor away with that right hand. And then when you feel like you've gotten some good space there in the back of the shoulder blade, take the right arm over the head, fingers in a finger stand or palm flat. And now use that top arm over the head just to keep a little more length in the right side body. Breathe here into this posture. Again, when we sit for long periods of time, this area gets so tight. Navel hugs back on exhalation. One more. Now reach that right arm straight up in the air, pull the shoulder open for just a moment, and then come back into tabletop position. Take a moment to let the spine unwind. Just feel that subtle release. So we're going to do that on the other side. Right arm lifts up, rotate the navel to the right for just a moment, and now thread that arm through the hole and roll onto the right shoulder. So left hand at a 90-degree angle, push the floor away from you. Use that to tuck the shoulder blade more deeply under the body. Relax your right cheek into the mat. Navel hugs the back body. Tops of the feet are grounded. And then once you're nice and secure here, take the left arm over the head, fingers either in a finger stand or palm flat, and use that just to create a little more length along the left side body, as well as provide a little kickstand for stability. So any area that's tender, send your breath into that area. Let the inhale intensify it, and let the exhale release it. Last one. And then slowly unwind again back into tabletop position. Take a moment to just feel. So from tabletop, point your fingertips toward your knees. Palms are flat. And then lean your weight back into your hips. So you're going to stretch into those forearms. Feel all that space opening up there. So if we sit at computers for long periods of time, or even on our cell phones, we have all that chronic repetition of patterns and movement. And we don't always take the time to stretch and counter that. So it's as if we were only pumping weight in one direction and ignoring, ignoring the muscle in the other direction. So one more breath here. Keep leaning the weight back. And then we're going to release that and switch. Now tops of the hands come down to the mat, fingers point in towards one another. And then you're going to bring your weight forward a little bit towards the palms. Keep a little micro bend in the elbow, and now make fists with your hands. A little fist and then release. A fist and release. We'll keep going a couple more times. Good, and then sit back on your heels, shake your hands out, do some rolls in one direction, rolls in the other direction. So just with a little fist there. And one more shake. Okay. So back into the mat, we're going to bring the elbows down, wrap the hands around the middle part of the arms, and either you can interlace your fingers and press your forearms down or spread your palms wide with your forearms parallel, tuck your back toes under, lift your sit bones up and back, and we're coming into dolphin variation of down dog. So just for a few moments, just hold this posture here. We're going to treat it like our down dog today. So bend one knee and press the other heel down, and then bend the other knee and press the other heel down. And you can alternate your legs back and forth. So as you anchor through those forearms, feel the space behind the heart and the upper back area. Notice if there's tension there. Perhaps underneath that tension, we feel a little bit of a weakness of the shoulders or the muscles that support us. So this is a great posture, not only for opening that area up, but also for building strength. And then have your feet hip distance apart. Turn your toes in slightly, heels out. Lift your hips as high as you can. Press into the forearms and make sure the head and neck is just hanging. So no tension there in the neck at all. Navel hugs towards the back body on exhalation. Let's take 3 more full, complete breaths here. Last one. And then bring your knees to the floor. Take your sit bones to your heels. Just round your upper back. And you can widen the knees if you'd like so the chest falls forward a little bit further through the legs. And then hands go back by the heels. And as the upper back rounds, really soften into the shoulders. Feel tension melting away. We're going to bring the arms forward again. Come back up into tabletop position. Lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. Exhale, tuck the toes, and find downward facing dog. We're just going to take down dog for one moment here. So we have the feet in hip distance apart. Roll the shoulder heads away from the ears. Squeeze the inner elbows toward one another. Press firmly through the web of the index and thumb. Good, and as you come forward into standing forward fold, just take your time to go slow. So step your feet forward and then just stop there, about 6 inches forward. Take a moment to breathe. Notice your shorter down dog, more sensation in the back of the legs. And then walk your feet forward again. Stop another 6 inches, breathe. And walk your feet forward again, almost to your hands, not quite. Stop and breathe. Just observe. How's the body adjusting to this? And then finally, we're going to walk all the way forward to the fingertips. Stop there and breathe, but we're going to grab onto either elbow. Let that provide some traction for the spine. So get as heavy as you can here through the upper body, making sure that the feet are stable, not too far forward in the ball of the foot or the heel or inner and outer edge. A little micro bend in the knee is fine to help provide a little more stability for the body, but then you're just really letting the upper body hang, and the weight of the arms is providing some traction here. Even the crown of the head is hanging. And then we're going to sway a little bit from side to side, so just rocking back and forth, bringing in some movement.
Sometimes through that repetition, the body helps to release. You can sway slow or you can sway quickly, whatever feels right for your body. And then settle back in the center, letting the arms just hang for another moment or two. And then we'll sweep the hands to behind us towards the sacrum, interlace the fingers, pull the knuckles up and away and stretch out the shoulders. And here, if you want to do a little bit of shoulder work, you can pull the hands towards the sacrum and then pull them back over the head and just go back and forth a few times, flossing those shoulder blades. And then pull the knuckles back behind you, press equally into both feet, and slowly rise up to standing. As you come to the top, pull the knuckles down towards the floor, lift the chin here, open up the front of the throat. This is where we speak our truth. And then draw the chin down, back of the skull is lifted, and just release the arms and let them hang by your side. And take a moment to really observe the upper body. Notice the sensation there. To feel a little warmer, maybe some tingling as we release the tension that builds. Okay, so we're going to do a shoulder move. It's not very pleasant, but it does help to break up some of the tension that's there in the shoulders that is chronic. So if you have a strap, or if you don't have a strap, a rope or something that's similar to this would be great. And then you're going to wrap the strap around your hand so you get a nice bind on it. So you're going to wrap it around this hand. And what we want to do is have the strap be about shoulder distance. So if you extend your arms out in front of you, your hands should be directly in line with your shoulders. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start to move the shoulders up, and we're going to take some time to breathe. Now, normally we could do this, and this practice could take about 10 full minutes, but we're going to move through it a little bit quicker than that. Certainly at your own pace at home later on, another day, you might want to take the time to really do it all the way. So we're going to bring the arms up to shoulder distance. Pull on your strap, so create some tension there so the strap is not slack in any way. And notice how as you pull outward, you feel some opening there in the upper back. Chin stays in, back of the neck is long. Now bring the arms up just a little bit, so a couple inches. Continue to pull so that the strap is nice and taut. Breathing here, so don't hold your breath, but do keep the navel in so there's some firm stability in the core. And then come up again another couple inches. A little bit more of a diagonal here. And what you start to find is somewhere around this area is that the shoulders start to complain. We have a lot of chronic tension there. And what's interesting to me about tension is that on the surface, it's hard, it's firm. It almost looks like strength. But the reality is that that's just the tone. Underneath it are weaker muscles. And that's what causes that tension to stay chronic. Let's go up another couple inches. So work like this helps to break through it. But what we find is initially there's a lot of uncomfortableness, maybe some heat, maybe some aching. Try to keep the neck long and relax the back of the neck so that there's not tension there, there's just space. Maybe some shakings coming into the arms, that's okay. We're working through it. Now try lifting them another couple inches. And this is starting to build some of that heat, some of that warmth that breaks up that tension. Breathe fully. Face is soft. Make sure the jaw stays soft and the eyes stay soft. Let's go up another couple inches. Stopping there. And another couple inches. And now you're almost directly over the head, so observe how that feels. Keep the shoulder heads down into their socket. Continue to stay tall through the spine, so you've got the crown of the head lifting. And even though the navel is absorbing in, the pelvic floor is lifting for support, make sure the glutes aren't excessively squeezing. And now take the arms back a little further. And this is where you may need to widen the strap a little bit. I wouldn't go too far, but maybe an inch or so. Just because when we hit that end point to the head of the humerus hitting the acromion process, then we start to find that we have to bypass that in order to open the arms up behind us. So we want to accommodate that. Let's widen the strap a little bit more and take the arms back a little bit further behind the head. And if you're like me, my arms are shaking. It's uncomfortable, but that's what reminds me that I really need to be more mindful of this area of my body. We often take parts of our body for granted when we have a particular career or focus that requires repetitive action. So even something as simple as sitting at a desk all day long, that can also create those repetitive patterns. Let's widen the strap and go a little further back. And just breathe here. Remember to hold the navel in and also pull the low ribs in. So a lot of times when we start moving into more of a hyperextension, we want to poke those low ribs out. Continue to breathe. Let's widen the strap, go back a little further. Might find it to be a bit uncomfortable here, particularly if the front of the chest is tight. So even if you don't have a job that requires you to sit at a desk all day, just our posture alone is not ideal. And so we tend to over-contract the pectoralis major and minor muscles, and then they get really tight. Let's open the strap a little bit more, another inch or so, and take the arms back a little further. Breathing here. Smile a little bit. So as you smile, it softens the features of the face. And even though we're uncomfortable, we're going to stay in that place of serenity, calm. Let's go back a little further. Now you may need to widen the strap to go back further, or you may get to a point where you can just kind of keep the strap at the same length. You're still keeping it taut. It's not buckling in any way. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Let's go back another couple inches. Ujjayi breathing will help focus the mind on the sound. And then down another couple of inches. And if your rope starts to get slack, and you can tighten it again by looping it around the hand a little further. And then down another couple inches. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe tighten the strap a little more. Going down another couple inches. Just maybe feeling some release there now as gravity takes over. And then arms relax completely by your sides. And just take a moment to feel that sensation. All the warmth in the upper back. Good. Just give a little shoulder roll there, forward and back. All right, let's do some sun salutations. So we're going to come here to the front of the mat with the big toes touching and the space between the heels, hands together in front of the hearts. Half sun salutation C. We're going to inhale the arms from the front and then exhale the navel towards the spine, forward fold. Inhale, take the right leg back, lower the knee down, top of the foot, and come up for low lunge. Exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. And here we're going to modify by adding Yoga Mudra in, interlace the fingers, take the knuckles up and away from you to stretch out your shoulders. Bend your knees, scoop through chair, come into a standing extension, arms reach overhead, and exhale, hands to heart. Let's do the other side. Inhale the arms from the front. Exhale the navel in as you forward fold. Left leg goes back. Inhale up for low lunge. Press down firmly into the back leg. And exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold, add Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop, come through chair, all the way into standing extension. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so now we're going to add in that Jalandhara Bandha. So inhale, the arms reach up, look up. Exhale, bring the chin down first, and then exhale and forward fold. Step the right leg back, lower the knee, top of the foot. Inhale the arms up, look up. And then exhale again, bring the chin down, and then the fingertips to the floor. Step forward, standing forward fold, Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop, come through. Inhaling up, look up. And again, exhale, bring the chin down, and then the hands come down to your side. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, bring the chin down. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg goes back, lower the knee, top of the foot. Inhale up, look up. And exhale, bring the chin down first, and then the fingertips to the floor. Step forward, standing forward fold. Interlace for Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop, come through. Chair into standing extension, look up. And exhale, chin down, and hands come down either to your side or to your heart. Good. Again, inhale, arms from the front, look up. Chin down, exhale, forward fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale up, look up. And exhale, chin down, fingertips to the floor, step forward, standing forward fold. Interlace for Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop, come through chair into standing extension, look up. Exhale, chin down, hands come down either to your side or to your heart. Inhale the arms from the front, look up. Exhale, chin down, forward fold over the legs. Left leg goes back, lower knee, top of the foot. Inhale up, look up. Exhale, chin down, fingertips to the floor, step forward, standing forward fold, interlace your fingers. Bend and scoop, come through chair. Inhaling up, look up. Chin down, exhale, hands to the heart. One more time on the right and left side. Inhale up, look up. Exhale, chin down, forward fold. Right leg goes back, lower knee, top of the foot. Inhale up, look up. And exhale, chin down, fingertips to the floor, step forward, standing forward fold, interlace. Bend your knees, scoop through chair, come into standing extension, look up. Exhale, chin down, hands to the heart. Inhale up, look up. Exhale, chin down, forward fold. Left leg goes back, lower knee, top of the foot. Inhale up, look up. Exhale, chin down, fingertips to the floor, step forward, forward fold. Interlacing the fingers, Yoga Mudra. Bend your knees, scoop through chair, come into standing extension, look up. And exhale, chin down, hands to the heart. Now just take a moment to stand and feel some of the warmth building from that sun salutation. And that release and engagement of Mula Bandha beginning to quiet the mind. So we want to keep the mind cool, but keep the heart warm. And when the chin is always up, or when we're constantly using the mind, the flames inside the body, or our internal fire, fan up into the head. And they not only give prana and energy to those thoughts, but sometimes fan those flames so much that the thoughts become excessive. So we want to feel some coolness coming into the head. All right, very nice. Back at the front of your mats, big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. We're going to inhale the arms, reach up, look up. Exhale, bring the chin down, forward fold. Now open your feet up to hip distance apart. Turn the toes out, heels in, come into squat. Elbows on the insides of the legs, palms together at the heart. And then exhale, bring the chin down, turn the toes back in, standing forward fold. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise, coming all the way up. And then exhale, hands down to the heart. Good. Again, inhale the arms, reach up as you look up. And exhale, bring the chin down, standing forward fold. Turn the toes out, heels in, inhale into squat, pushing those elbows into the knees, widening them. And then exhale, bring the chin down, turn the toes back in, forward fold. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise, look up. And exhale, bring the chin down and hands to the heart. We're going to do one more like that and then stay in the squat. So inhale the arms, reach up, look up. Exhale, chin down, then forward fold. Turn the toes out, heels in, squat, and now stay. Elbows on the insides of the knees. Press the knees wide, hands at the heart. And then close your eyes for a moment here. Keep the chin drawing in slightly so the back of the neck is long. And just feel some weight coming into those hips. Feel a release there through the pelvic floor. Support of the legs. Breathing deeply. Mind quiet. One more breath here. And then bring the fingertips down, turn the toes back in, forward fold. This time inhale to monkey pose, the flat back. And then exhale, we're going to step back to plank position. Now this is our first time in plank, so bring knees to floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into the side till the belly comes down. Tops of the feet ground, elbows and shoulders pull back, cobra. So here you're looking up, chin lifts slightly. And then exhale, take the navel to the spine, downward facing dog. Okay, so in downward facing dog, we're going to bring the feet together, come onto the balls of the feet, and reach the right leg up in the air. Exhale the left heel down. Inhale the right leg as high as you can and open up by stacking right hip over left. And if you'd like, you can bring the left forearm to the floor and gaze up at the right inner arm, providing just a little bit more depth, and sometimes I feel more stability when that forearm is down. Now you can keep the right leg long, but make sure the tailbone's absorbing in, lift the lower belly, or if you want to bend the knee and draw the heel to the glute, that's another option for you. Breathe here. Just feeling those hips open. One more breath. Now come off that forearm, square the hips, extend that right leg long, and then bring the knee into the chest and lunge that foot forward to the fingertips. And we're going to keep a long stance here. So spin the back foot flat, line the front heel with the arch of the back foot, and come up through Warrior One, open hip and shoulder to the left for Warrior Two. And then grab your strap and have that handy nearby. We're going to just place it over our shoulder. I'm going to do like a combinational posture here. So bend into your front knee, make sure it doesn't go over the ankle, lift your toes to activate that front foot. Press to the outside edge of the back foot and keep the stance nice and long here. Hips are open to your side wall. So normally we're gazing out over the middle finger of the right hand in Warrior Two, but what we're going to do is take our gaze to the center, and right hand's going to go behind the shoulder blades. And then the left arm is going to drop the strap down, and that hand's going to grab the strap, left hand grabs the strap, elbows lifted up in the air. Excuse me. Now once you have a good firm grip on the strap, lift that left elbow as high as you can so you feel an elongation of the left side body and a stretch along the right shoulder. Again, your gaze stays neutral here in alignment with your spine. Tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts. Breathe deeply. So remember that pattern of breathing having a direct relationship to the quality of the mind. So slow it down, stabilize the breath. One more here in Warrior Two. Now you can release the strap. You're going to stay in the position. Just cross the right arm over your chest. Hook the left arm under at the elbow and pull the tip of the shoulder down and away just to stretch the shoulder in the other direction. And then extend the arms long, back hand to thigh. Turn to look at the right palm, reverse Warrior Two, and now slowly straighten that front leg. So you're creating all that length and space. And then lift the right arm, come back up into standing, and then reach over that front leg. Keep the stance long here. It'll be a long triangle pose. And then hand to the shin, ankle, foot, or floor, or use your block if you'd like. So no matter where you come into the posture, on the shin, on the foot, or the floor, create some stability here. Navel draws towards the back body. Breathe. Now, your Jalandhara Bandha here is to draw the chin in towards the back of the skull and feel a space opening up or lift in the back of the skull. Now, to help with that shoulder, we're going to inhale the top arm over the head. And then we're going to imagine that we have like a kettlebell weight in our hand. So let the elbow bend. Imagine you have that kettlebell there and start to bow the left rib cage. So you're going to let gravity take you a little bit here. And just feel how that increases just a little more space along that left side body. Legs are firm. One more. Now to come out of that, you're going to straighten the arm, lift the torso up, left arm comes back up in the air, and back to warrior two. We're going to turn the toes in for a moment. Hands interlaced behind the back. Heart lifts, opening up the upper back, and exhale, fold through the legs. Again, all that warmth in the upper back, releasing tension there. And now release the hands to the sacrum, slide them down the backs of the legs. And you can either hold on to the elbows, or you can have the fingertips lined up with the toes, whatever's going to feel good for you. Head and neck is heavy. Make sure you're not sinking too far in the heels. Two more breaths. Good. Hands to the hips. Scoop the heart as you rise up to standing. And then we'll heel toe the feet in and step back to the center of the mat. Arms down by your side. Take a moment to absorb that experience. Notice where you feel prana. Again, is that upper back, neck area still feeling warm? Okay, so if your strap's nearby, you can just push it off to the side, and we're going to do that same sequence on the other side. So feet hip distance apart, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale the arms, reach up, look up. Exhale, bring the chin down. Exhale, forward fold. Turn the toes out, heels in. Inhale into squat, head to neutral. And then exhale, bring the chin down, fingers down, toes turn back in, forward fold. Inhale the arms out wide here as you press into the feet, coming all the way up, look up, and then exhale, chin down and hands to the heart. Other side, or again, inhale the arms, reach up, look up, exhale, chin down, forward fold. Toes out, heels in, inhale to squat. Exhale, chin down, hands to floor, turn the toes back in. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise. Look up and exhale, chin down, hands to heart. Now this time we're going to stay. So inhale the arms, reach up, look up. Exhale, chin down, forward fold. Turn the toes out, heels in. Inhale to squat, elbows on the insides of the legs. Now stay. Hands in prayer. And just feel, again, the pelvic floor opening, space being created in the hips. Repetition through these postures is so helpful because it reminds the body of where we're going. One more breath here. And then bring the fingertips to the floor, chin down, toes in. And then we're going to step back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet together, come onto the balls of the feet, reach the left leg up in the air. Exhale the right heel down. Lift the left leg as high as you can and open up. Stack left hip over right. If you want, you can bring the right forearm to the floor, gaze up at the left inner arm. So sometimes that provides a little more stability. And the leg can stay longer. If you want, you can bend the knee and draw the heel towards the glute. Either way, keep the tailbone absorbing in, the lower belly lifting. Breathe deeply here. Head and neck is relaxed. Don't create any new tension there, especially since we've done so much work to release. Breath is smooth and even. One more. And then straighten that leg. We're going to come off the forearm, square the hip, and bring the knee into the chest. Lunge that foot to the fingertip. So we want to get it all the way up there for a long stance for Warrior Two. You may want to have your strap handy nearby. Spin your back foot flat. Line your front heel to your back arch. And come up through Warrior One. Open hip and shoulder to the right for Warrior Two. And again, just hang your strap over your shoulder for a moment. So we'll set up the legs and feet. So push into the ball of the front foot. Activate the arch of that foot by lifting the toes. Press firmly to the outside edge of the back foot. Really bend into that front knee, so knees in alignment with the ankle, but not beyond it. Normally we have the arms long. We're gazing over the middle finger of the left hand, but here we're going to take that hand in between the shoulder blades and right hand on the strap. It's going to drop the strap down and then hold on to that strap and just feel the shoulders opening up. For cow's face arms, your neck is neutral here in alignment with the spine. Lift the right elbow as high as you can so you feel a little extra stretch along that right side body, as well as the left shoulder stretching. Breathe deeply. Stay grounded through the legs. Tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts. Try to even out your breath. Two more. Very nice. And then just gently release. You can place the strap if you want, or over your shoulder. Arms extend long, back hand to thigh. Turn and look at the left palm. Reverse Warrior Two, and now straighten the leg. And really feel that release through the toes all the way up to the fingertips. Long line of energy. And then lifting with the left hand. We have a long stance here for triangle, so if you need a micro bend in the knee, take it. You're going to lengthen over that front leg and then hand to shin, ankle, foot, or floor, wherever you naturally land, and then right arm lifts up in the air and Trikonasana triangle pose. Legs are firm. Keep pressing into the ball of the front foot, the outside edge of the back foot. Navel hugs in and twist slightly to the right. And then here, we're going to take the right arm over the head for extended triangle. But we're going to imagine we have that kettlebell in our hand. So we're going to bend the elbow. Let the hand be heavy like there's a weight there. And now begin to bow the rib cage. So we're actually taking ourselves out of alignment to deepen this lateral stretch. Breathing here. Opening up that side body. Let gravity take you. Firm legs is key to feeling stable here. Nice. And then we'll extend the arm long. Bring the hand back up. Press into the feet. Strong torso as you come back up into standing. And then turn the toes in. Hands to hips. Lift the sternum. And exhale, fold. Fold through those legs and just slide your hands down. Grab onto either grab onto either ankle. And then bend the elbows out wide and draw the crown of the head a little closer towards the earth. Again, a micro bend in the knee is fine, just to release. Notice the quality of mind. Good, one more breath here. And then hands come down to the floor, heel toe your feet in, so you come back into that wide squat, toes out, heels in. And then elbows on the insides of the knees, hands to the heart. And once again, feel. And through that repetition, is there more space than there was the first time you did it?
One more breath. All right, we're going to bring our hips down to the floor behind us and take the legs out straight for Dandasana staff pose. Again, you might want to internally rotate the flesh, rolling it in and down, hands by the hips, sit as tall as you can. Flex the feet, remember the legs are engaged here. And if you've got slightly shorter arms like I do, you just try to push the palms down into the floor, and that alone is creating a little bit of a stretch along the shoulders and the arms. Eyes closed. Chin is in slightly, back of the neck long, lift through the crown of the head. So this posture automatically creates that Jalandhara Bandha. Good, one more here. Okay, so we're going to start with Janu Shirsasana. We're just to take this right foot into the inner thigh of the left leg. So it's just right up against the inner thigh. Again, that left leg is internally rotated. And here today, we're going to do it with our hips as squared as possible. So narrowing that stance as much as we can. Now, you may want to have your strap handy nearby. It'd be helpful for the sequence we're about to do. We're going to start by inhaling the arms over the head. Keep the chin in, back of the neck long. And then keep that head and torso, tailbone in a straight line. As you exhale, draw the navel in and just lean forward to halfway. And then inhale, come back up. And repeat that again. Exhale, lean forward just to halfway. Head, neck, torso, tailbone in a straight line. Inhale, come up. Good. Exhale, see if you can lean a little further. It may not be 3/4, but you're going to start to work towards that. Inhale, engage the back body to come up. Again, maybe 3/4. Feeling all that strength in the back body. Inhale up. And now this time we're going to maintain that strength as we go all the way down. So lengthen, 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 lengthen. And then at the very last second, relax the arms, relax the head and neck. Chin is drawn in even tighter. And you can hold on to the shin, the ankle, the foot, or if you want to use your strap, that's fine too. The idea here is we want to keep the chest squared over the front leg. Chin is in, back of the neck is long. Try to maintain that flat spine as best as possible, though a little bit of rounding in the upper back may happen. Now, send your breath all the way down into your hips. As you breathe down into the hips, let the heart come forward. And then exhale and melt just a little further over that front leg. And again, inhale, send the breath into the hips. As you do, let the heart come forward. And then exhale, go down a little deeper. And keep using the breath in this way. Very nice. Now you're going to slowly come up and take your time to just extend the arms long. So finding maybe that 3/4 length space, press down through the bottom leg and slowly come back up into seated, arms down by your side as if you were in Dandasana. Chin is in, back of the neck is long, mind is quiet. Okay. So we're going to switch the legs now. So right leg extends long, left foot comes to the inner thigh. And here, again, too, you may want your strap. Inhale, the arms reach up. Shoulders, head stay in their socket. Exhale, just come down to halfway, but try to keep that head, torso, tailbone in a straight line. And then inhale, come back up. Chin stays in, exhale. Lengthen to halfway. Strong supporting leg, inhale, come up. Now let's see if you can go to 3/4. Exhale, navel in. Maybe a little bit more space. Press down, inhale, come up. Again, maybe 3/4.
Inhale and come up. Okay, now this time we're going to go all the way down. So you're going to maintain that strength in the back as long as you can. And then when you just come down, it's fine. Hands to shin, ankle, foot, wherever you naturally land, or using your strap. Inhale, you want to send the breath down towards the hips, sending the heart forward so it feels like the spine lengthens. And then exhale, melt just a little deeper over the leg. And use your breath in this way to keep expanding on inhalation and exhaling, finding some softness. Chin stays in, Jalandhara Bandha. Quiet mind. One more breath. And then remember, you're going to slowly extend the arms, maybe coming to three-quarters way to start. Press down into the leg, come back up, and then bring the arms down by your side. And just take a moment here. Okay, we're going to do a little vinyasa in between just to make sure we relax some of that, and then we're going to go in a little deeper. So cross your legs into Sukhasana, easy pose, and then just come forward onto your hands, finding yourself back into tabletop position. Inhale, lift heart, lift sit bones, look up. Exhale, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, come forward into plank position. Bring the knees to the floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side. Belly comes down, tops of the feet ground. So hands in alignment with the tops of the shoulders. We're going to inhale up into cobra. And then exhale and turn your cheek to one side. And then inhale up into cobra. And then exhale, turn your cheek to the other side. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 2 more on each cheek. Now this time we're going to inhale and come up to cobra. Release the hands to the lower back. Interlace the fingers again. Pull the knuckles down towards your back body. And now see if you can lift the legs at the same time. Without straining the back of the neck, keep some space there with a slight lift to the chin. Breathe deeply. Gaze steady. One more. And then soften down onto your tummy. Turning your cheek to one side, relax completely. And then turn your cheek to the other side. So now looking over your right shoulder, you can extend your arm out directly from your shoulder, so you're making a T. Now, draw your hand up just an inch or two, so it's more in alignment with your eyes, and then glue your hand to the floor, and don't let it move. We're going to roll over onto our right side, resting onto that right shoulder into fetal position. And if you have tight shoulders, this might be enough for you. You might want to just stay here. Otherwise, what we can do is take the left leg, top leg, bend it behind the bottom leg, and have the foot flat knee bent. Now you can use that if you have a little more flexibility to pick your hips up and shift them to the right and bring both feet flat, both knees bent. No matter which position you're in, if you want, you can take the top arm up and let the back of that hand float towards the back of the other hand. If that's too intense, just keep the hand down on the floor and breathe. Now surrender your belly button toward your back body, rotating your navel deeper to the left. Keep letting go. Keep allowing that twist to deepen. One more here. And then rotate onto your tummy again. Take your time to come out slowly, first into fetal, and then back onto the belly. And that arm might need a minute just to adjust before you pull it into your side. And then we're going to do the other side. So left arm directly out from the shoulder into a T. And walk it up so it lines up with the eyes, so just another inch or two. Glue the hand to the floor. Roll over onto the left side and come into fetal position. And just rest there. Maybe that's enough for you. Maybe the body just needs to acclimate for a moment or two. Otherwise, take the top leg, foot flat, knee bent behind the bottom leg. This might be enough. You might want to just stay here. Breathe. Or if you can pick your hips up and shift them over to the left, you can bring both feet flat, both knees bent. No matter which position you're in, if you want to take the top arm up in the air and let the back of the hand float towards the back of the other hand, you can do that. Or just keep the hand down for support. Breathing. Neck is relaxed. One more here. And now slowly come down back into fetal first, and then slowly back onto your tummy. Take a moment with that arm if it needs a second before you pull it into your side. Hands underneath the shoulders, fingertips line up with the toes. Inhale, lift the chest halfway, and exhale, bend the knees, come up into tabletop position. Sit back on your heels, and once again, bring your hips to one side and your legs out in front of you. So here you may want to have the strap handy nearby. Extend your right leg long again like we did before, internal rotation of that thigh. This time we're going to go back into half lotus like we began the practice, taking the right foot, the outside of the right foot, into the crease of the right hip and thigh. So if this is not comfortable for you, you're certainly welcome just to keep the foot on the inner thigh like we did a moment ago. But we're going to use our strap here to bind. So wrap the strap around the top of the foot. Inhale the left arm up in the air. Rotate it behind your back. And then grab onto the strap. So as tight as you can get that foot. It's okay if the left knee is up in the air. We're just going to be real gentle with it. Don't push it down or anything like that. Inhale, the right arm reaches up. And exhale, you're going to come forward. And just lean to your comfort level. So you can grab onto the shin, the ankle, the toes, whatever's comfortable for you. Again, we want to keep that torso, head, neck, torso, tailbone in a straight line. Breathe here. Let the hip open. Let the mind grow quiet. And really beginning to feel the quality of the practice. And the yoga teachings are very clear that when we have a mind in a state of clarity, then we can hear those inner messages. But if at other times when we're not in a state of clarity, our mind is seeing something other than what is really there, a projection, a combination of memory, experience, thought, not necessarily the truth. And slowly come back up. We'll release the foot, release the strap, release the foot. Extend it out, Dandasana. Okay, other side. So we're going to take the left foot into the crease, right foot into the crease of the left hip and thigh. Left leg stays long. And now use your strap wrapped around the foot to come into the bind. Right arm reaches up in the air. Rotate that arm behind you and then grab onto your strap as close to the foot as you can. Inhale the left arm up and exhale, come down into the forward fold, grabbing the shin, ankle, foot, or toes. Head, neck, torso, tailbone in a straight line. Try to keep those hips square and just allow the upper body to soften over the leg. Good, one more breath. And then slowly come back up. Release the strap, release the leg. Dandasana for a moment. Notice the quiet. And then we'll come onto our backs. So knees into chest as you come down onto your back. And then if you want to rock a little bit from side to side on the spine, just a little massage there. And we're going to do just a little vinyasa before we go down. So arms by your side, knees into the chest. Inhale, the legs straighten up in the air. Soles of the feet face the ceiling, arms reach over the head. And then exhale, bring the hands to the knees, knees to the chest. Again, inhale, arms over the head, legs straighten, soles of the feet face the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to the knees and the knees to the chest. And just a couple more here, inhaling, exhaling. Very nice. This time when you bring your knees into your chest, we're just going to take the knees over to the left. As you look to your right, right arm opens up. Feel all that space you created in your shoulder and upper back today. Just that sweet, sweet release. And then come back to center and take the knees over to the right as you look to your left. It's the same thing here. Feel the navel rotating to the left. Head and neck is relaxed. No tension in the face. And then come back to center, bring your knees into your chest, and extend your legs long to the floor for Shavasana. So final relaxation, arms down by your side, palms face up. If you have an eye pillow and you're in a lighted room, place it over the eyes. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, palms are going to face the ceiling, legs a little wider than hip distance apart. And then just allow the body to really surrender into the mat, maybe feeling still some of that warmth in the upper back and neck area. Prana flowing more freely through the body.
And once again, turn your attention to the rise and fall of the belly. For a few moments, just let the mind watch that. And then just let the effort go, no longer watching the rise and fall of the belly. And just let the mind be at peace. So very slowly begin to deepen your breath. And feel the breath coming into the body with grace and ease. And gently run your thumb across your fingertips, wiggle your toes. You can roll your wrists and your ankles, feeling spaciousness. And then bring your knees into your chest one more time. Just hug them in. And roll over onto your right side into fetal position, arm under the head as a pillow. And placing their hand into the earth, slowly come back up into seated. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. If you want, you can prop your sit bones up for just a moment of meditation. So sitting with a tall spine, relaxed body. Take a moment once again to turn your attention to the mind and observe the quality. Has it changed from when we first started? Is it quieter, a little more clear? And acknowledge the aspect within you that allows you to observe the mind. Most times throughout the day we're identified with our thoughts, but yoga gives us this opportunity to observe the observer, the one who can watch and see, the one who knows. So let's just end with Kaya Sthira, total body steadiness for 1 full minute. We're not going to move a muscle. So make that commitment and begin. Very nice. And then just lower your chin to your chest. Bring your hands to your heart. And let's go back to the intention we set at the beginning of the practice and trust that you received what you could receive and let the rest go. And remember to have that calm and tranquil mind. We really need a feeling of peace or to be without disturbance. So let's just chant Om Shanti 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 Hi. Deep inhale in. Long exhale out. Deep inhale in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bow your chin to your chest and slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel and share it with family and friends that you think could benefit from this practice. Also below in the description is a link to my Patreon account. If you'd like to donate to keep these videos coming free, I'd really appreciate your support. Take care.